Wait till I find him.
A couple of photos for you, especially that baseball photo.
The National Radiator.
The National Radiator, yes. Now, when was that?
Oh, funny.
But I'm serious. Happy birthday from all of us at Eastlink TV. The 40th. We had a cupcake for you, but Cecil brought in the photos and then ate the cupcake on you. So
nice. Something to keep an eye on here, man. That's 9 free throws right now to 0. 6 fouls on the Raymond. And the Island Storm are going to be shooting the next 5 minutes anytime there's a foul for the rest of this quarter.
Good. He's just punishing his way into the paint. And Inge kicks it out to Plummer. Plummer wide open for 3. Good.
A big attack by Inge. Something the Raven really have to control is on-the-ball defense. Controlling their man, not getting beat, and allowing other people to have to help and recover. The three-point shot has really been a defensive liability for the Raymond early in this season.
Yeah, it's passing out of trouble. Gets it to Lawrence. Lawrence. And it's going to be counting the foul for David Lawrence.
That was a big-time move right there. You'll see this. There's a lot of herky-jerky, back you down, physical strength in here, uses his length and his size. Really takes Plummer hard to the basket. Well done. Instead of settling for the jump shot, nice attack, get into the lane and finish strong.
Adrian Moss checks into the game for the Island Storm.
NBL champion last season with the London Lightning.
6 players on the Storm roster have played in the NBL Finals last year. Moss, one of the recent transactions.
Getting our first look at Steve Sir coming into the game. Raymond have to find him early. You know, that's something that he does, is shoot the basketball. Run something early, try to get him a good look.
Cooley, a nice take to the basket. Back the other way as Moss leads the charge. Passes off to Plummer. Plummer, shot no good. Nice rebound there on the weak side, and it's going to be 2 shots coming for Antonio Ballard.
And someone's got to put a body on him. If there's one body anytime the ball goes up, you got to find, it's got to be Antonio Ballard. You know, if it's Raven Barber, your sole mission has to be to keep your body in contact with his, because he can out-jump anybody here on the floor. And there's one way the Island Storm can continue to stay in this game, and that's at the foul line. You know, we're looking at 9th and 10th free throws.
Yeah, and they're hitting them at a nice clip, 80%.
And that will pay off late in the 3rd quarter, early in the 4th quarter, when the Raymond have to certainly make some more changes to their lineup to provide more opportunities. So
Dwayne Smith in the game now for the Storm.
let's see if the Raymond can continue to keep the offensive pace, continue to get easy baskets, which they have here for the first 8 minutes of this quarter.
Good to Lawrence, catch and shoot for 3. Front iron no good. Chased down there by Juan Cooley. Cooley leading the league in steals. Puts it into Good, and Good's going to get called for the travel.
And I'm okay with that. You know, we've seen a lot of Good stepping out, shooting the basketball on the perimeter. I like him right now in the mid-range, certainly being able to step in, take a smaller guy to the basket, take on the contact.
Lawrence gets his foot in the way. Raymond up 1, 22-21. Keeping pace.
Yeah, absolutely at this stage. They've done a good job. Keep your eye on Cooley and Moss. They've gone at it quite a bit.
And 2 double technicals coming.
And this certainly has a chippy flair to it today. You can tell these teams and players have played against each other quite a bit. And it's one of those teams that you play 10 times in a season, as we've alluded to. And any time in your conference, home games, you want to make sure you do your best to defend your home court. And today we're going to see that, especially a team That's 0-8.
So the technicals to George Good and Dwayne Smith. They're matched up against each other. And Smith just came into the game, and that was a quick tee for the two of them. You know, a chance to get hostile with each other. Sir now. Screen coming by Parham. Double stays. Loose ball, Good. Able to wrangle it in beneath the net. Goes up and gets it to go.
There's really good fight in the Rainmen right now. They're, you know, you can tell they're playing with a little more chippiness and certainly a little more flair than they have been.
In and out, and Antonio Ballard there with the rebound. Mosner. Back to Smith. Smith turns it over, and here comes Good. Rainmen have numbers if they hurry. Good barreling in there. Fired it up. Would you want to have seen him pass it off there?
Yeah, or just pull it back out, move the basketball, give yourself a chance. A lot of bodies flying around. Big tip in by Amani Danish.
Shot there by Sir, no good. Loose ball to the last touch by the Rainmen. It's Storm basketball, and the last several possessions for the Island have all been weak side offensive rebound putbacks.
Yeah, the Rainmen got to do a job on the glass. You know, and right now that comes down to Lawrence on Ballard. That's something that they're really going to find.
Adrian Moss over David Lawrence as he jogs his way back down the court.
No shortage of talk out of him hitting a shot, is there? If he goes for a big night, he's going to talk a lot more, I think.
He was asking to borrow some of my foundation powder before the game. He was under the bright lights of TV. He is a talker.
Well, certainly, for anyone that's unaware of Michael Ray Richardson, who coaches the London Lightning, you would well know if you're going to play in that type of system and play for him, you're going to have to hold your own. And certainly, I'm sure Moss has had a couple instances where he's had to get up and get after it.
Tough basket by Tim Parham. Hits over Danish. Moss, screen coming. Stops his dribble and passes off Danish. Danish for three. No good. Over the head. And here comes Cooley with the basketball. Cooley leaves underneath for Parham. Parham is going to be fouled, and he'll shoot two.
That's a great pass by Cooley. Breaking down the lane. Parham right in the right spot. Big body.
Another look here as here comes Parham. Nice take there.
Yeah, nice little dribble attack from the three-point line. Able to control his body, lay it in off the glass. Very consistent performer so far for the Rainmen. The one area, you know, would like to improve. He has been at the foul line quite a bit this season. Hasn't converted all of those opportunities, but certainly is in the right spot, and certainly a big body has been very, very consistent to this point.
Tie game of 26 here as we approach the final minute of the first quarter. Hinge has it knocked away. Storm will have a 7 on the shot clock.
Got to get ready to rebound here if you're the Rainmen. Expect something quick. 7 seconds on the clock.
Lawrence smothering on Moss, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. And Moss and Lawrence have words for each other on that exchange.
Absolutely. Lawrence getting right back at him after he hit that three-point shot.
Everybody clap your hands.
Cooley over to Sir now. As Sir calling for a screen, but a skip pass to Cooley. Parham battling hard down low. Sensing he's going to be able to take damage to the rim, and he does. Hooked over him. Raymond back up by 2.
How nice is that? Hey, nice little back down. Strong move up over the right shoulder. Very good offense from the Rainmen in that possession.
Danish almost loses the handle.
Nice catch.
And here comes Inge cutting through, and Inge through traffic, and it's going to be State Island basketball with 4 on the shot clock.
Those baskets are not going to be easy today in the lane. George Good came across. Big step in, challenge that shot. It's going to be tough sledding in there today for everybody.
Spanish and a travel violation called on the Storm. So Halifax with a chance for last shot. Cooley to bring it up. Loses his footing, maintains his dribble, and he's just going to smother it with Adrian Moss on top of him. Takes us to the end of the first quarter. The Rainmen are up 28-26. You're watching Eastlink TV. Shane Gatson 3 for 3 from the floor, 7 points in this first quarter, sparking the Rainmen up 28-26.
And he talked about earlier, before the game started, that they needed a spark, they needed to get this going, do what the coach was asking, and he certainly, 6 minutes of playing time, 7 points, put the team on his back early to give them a real good start, get them energized, provide the flair that's needed here this afternoon if the Rainmen are going to come across with a win.
Picked up 2 quick fouls, though, and that sent him to the bench.
Yeah, and that, you know, it's unfortunate because he was playing so well at that time. You want to let those players continue to roll. But it's on the other Rainmen at this stage to pick up the slack and certainly keep them going.
Also 3 for 3 in the first quarter, Robert Norton.
Yeah, well, 13 for 21 for the Rainmen as a team. That's outstanding shooting, and the thing that I like about it the most was all of those baskets, most of those baskets came within in the painted area. So they were making it tough, not settling for the jump shots, being aggressive, getting in the lane, finishing strong. We see a little zone right now out of the Rainmen.
Staying Storm basketball off the tip.
Little switch up here, 1-3-1 zone. Let's see if they can find the shooters. This is really a good lineup that you would play zone against for the Storm. Not great three-point shooting on the perimeter between Inge and Smith.
Moss to the rim. Doesn't get to go, but it's 2 shots as the foul on Juwan Cooley.
You know, when we talk about the free throw end, 9 free throws to 1. 11 free throws to 3. You know, right now this is going to be 13 to 3. 10-point difference at the foul line in a tie game. Something the Rainmen really want to control and do. Let's get to the line and pose more of an issue and be strong in the painted area.
Lawrence down to Parham as Parham goes right hand off the glass.
That's a great move. Felt the contact, spun off him, rolled, finished strong over Tengang.
Jab step there by Ballard. Ballard gets to Moss, who's trying to create some space. Skip pass, weak side. No good on the 3, and there's an offensive board for Ballard. That's going to be Antonio Ballard's 5th rebound of the night.
And
a look here at Tim Parham.
this is best big play right here. Nice spin, felt him, dropped to the middle, spun back baseline. Nice touch off the glass. That's exactly, the Rainmen right now are really wearing out that right side of the floor with their post play.
Plummer off the curl, no good. Here comes Coop. Really picked up by Moss. Push off, and they're going to call Moss on the personal.
These two are going right at each other. Tick for tack. One end, one gets an attack situation down the other end. Cooley goes right back at him to get to the foul line.
So a rare trip to the line for the Rainmen now. He's done his first. You know, for as nice the Rainmen are shooting on the floor, the Storm having their struggle. 7 of 21 from the floor right now.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Salerno, you're not real happy with how the game is going. Certainly the start that the Rainmen have gotten off to, shooting a real high percentage. And offensively, you're not really getting a lot of real good looks to get good opportunities for your shooters to really find ways to be active and be aggressive here. So the Rainmen have done a good job. You can tell the effort is much different today than I have seen in the past number of games.
Off the hands of Chain Gang. And another turnover. Committed by the Storm. Lean to Lawrence. Lawrence pass back off to Cooley.
Let's see if they can get Parham involved here. Get him back on that right block.
Pull up. Three. Good. Wow, Cooley. There's another steal by Cooley. And Cooley to Lawrence. Able to keep that from going out of bounds. Fun now. Puts it on the court. Kicks it back to Lawrence. Catch and shoot. David Lawrence on the miss. Fighting hard for that offensive rebound. Foul coming is...
That's tough luck. That was good battle by both players. You know Ballard's going to be in the mix, but Lawrence really put his body in there, made it tough. This is good hustle. Both guys getting after it. That's really tough call. Really tough call. You know, need more Rainmen players over there helping him up, showing that, you know, getting on the floor, being aggressive. That's a real good effort by David Lawrence. See how they attack the zone now and how the bottom players step out.
Frank Plummer for three.
And right there, that's one of the situations that we got to keep an eye on, is Parham being at the bottom of that 1-3-1 zone really has a long way to go if he's going to step out and guard those perimeter players.
This Cooley the miss. Moss will just take his time, finish the play.
Yeah, and I think offensively is where, you know, no one was really ready for the Rainmen there to expect when and where that shot was coming from. You need a timeout here, any situation.
Another turnover and a great play there by Cooley to strip the ball, and Chain Gang called for his second travel, and the man out of Vanderbilt is trying to figure out what's he got to do to not get a walk.
Big fella probably doesn't get too many opportunities like that to lay it off the glass. He's a little puzzled. Must have shuffled the feet. See if the Rainmen can really recognize and get this basketball over.
Good into Barber now. Our first look at Barber. Oh, an offensive foul called on Raven Barber. Is down goes Antonio Ballard.
And the last 4 possessions have been really, really loose for the Halifax Rainmen. And they've had the chance to really just put 3 or 4 possessions in a row together to pull away just a bit to keep this crowd excited. And 4 times now they've led to turnovers or a bad shot, which has left the Storm right in there. They're going to be shooting 2 shots now with almost 9 minutes to go.
Block on Cooley.
It's a really tough time. I think
for Cooley, that's his second.
I thought that was the 15th foul, but
Shane Gatson checking back into the game now.
this is a key time. You know, you got 2 of the top guards between Gadsden and Cooley, your really go-to offensive guys, and they are going to shoot 2. That is the 15th foul. It's, you know, with 9 minutes to go, that's a tough situation now for the Rainmen, and you have now really your 2 true ball handlers in Gadsden and Cooley, both with 2 fouls, and you can't really afford to have one of them off the floor at either times. Coach Hodges has got a tough situation ahead of him here, and hopefully Gadsden can play foul-free here for the next number of minutes.
fun to leave it for Gadsden. As you said, 3 of 3 shooting, 7 points first quarter. Gets it over to George Good. And Von Barber's battling down low with Ballard, trying to get position. Parham at the elbow, but it's going to be a foul called on, I believe, Antonio Ballard. No, beg your pardon. Al Stewart picks up the personal.
One thing I think we really got to see is how the Rainmen and how Coach Hodges, being here in such a short time, can recognize the matchup right now. I think you really want to go to is Parham on Chengang. I think that's one that you think you can get a good shot most times, or you can go to Gadsden off a screen and roll, getting the ball into Parham. You know, I think going against Ballard every possession makes it tough.
Tough mid-range jumper there by George Good.
Good coming off a 20-point effort last evening also. Shooting the ball really well. That's a good matchup as I see right now for the Rainmen also. Plummer not really a post guy. If Good can be physical on the block, he could have good opportunities to go at Plummer.
Ballard loses the ball. Raven Barber there. Supply the defense for the Raymond. Gadsden now. Leaves it for Fun. Fun trying to clear it out. They'll lob it into no one. Al Stewart will take that all day.
Well, and to be fair to Coach Hodges, Adrian Moss steps into a 3 in the full court. You know, that's one of the challenges that Coach Hodges is faced with. But another one is these guys are really running on the offensive sets that they've run leading up to the release of Coach Terrell. In 2 days, you're very limited in what you can put in offensively and make the adjustments necessary at this stage to be successful in what types of players you have. And that's one of the things that certainly we're starting to see now as the game wears on.
Well, I believe Vince has got some info on Coach Hodges. Vince, what do you have for us?
Just to follow up on what Les was talking about in the defense philosophy, Coach Hodges says covering the paint and rebounding will be key, but good lane presence and limit the help and recover situations are also a big thing that they need to work on. Guys?
Thanks, Vince.
Yeah, and it's crucial. You know, anytime anyone can walk down the floor, walk into a three-point shot, and no one picks the basketball up, that's just communication. And that's things that I think Coach Hodges is faced with. It's, you know, he hasn't had time to really work on those types of things, but when you've had the group of players together now for the past month and a half, those are things that these players need to work out. Not rely so much on their coaches at this stage and defend the three-point shot.
Right now, 5 threes for the Storm. And we're only midway second quarter. Swatted away, but Gadsden there for the loose ball. Gets it over to Dane Johnson. Johnson trying to feed Good. Good getting double teamed. Comes across, and it's going to be a travel called on Good. And that's a swarming defense of the Storm, forcing them to make a bad decision.
Yeah, and if we get the chance to look at that some point later, we'll see how tough Al Stewart is. You know, all he did was get in front of George Good, and when the ball went to George Good, he got his hand so low on the ground to try and take away that dribble. As
Plummer hits another 3.
Al Stewart off a nice feed too. Really tough matchup for Good to get out on Plummer. It's a game of matchups, and we're starting to sort of see how the aggressiveness of the Storm is starting to play out, even though they're undersized.
Shane Gadsden with a 3 of his own.
That's a big 3 to stem the tide. Everything's sort of been going the Storm way here in the second period. So
Moss thinks about it, then decides to go for it. Fun on the rebound. Gadsden from deep screen coming by Johnson. Pass down to Barber. Barber up and over, no good. Underneath is Al Stewart. He'll bring it up the court now. Kicks it out to Moss. Moss had some space, decided not to. Now Plummer will, and Plummer on his 3rd. make it 14 for Greg Plummer.
And he is the one guy, and we have touched on this numerous times when the Storm have played in this building. He is the one player that has absolute ability, like Shane Gatson.
Shane Gatson, a smile down the court, gives a high five to Greg Plummer, says, I'm going to match you shot for shot, sir.
Exactly. Plummer is a catch and shoot guy. Very rarely attacks the basket, loves to catch and shoot.
Just like right there. You coached Plummer, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Plummer played for us here when I coached the Raymond, and someone that, you know, you really got to watch because he loves to catch and shoot it.
Loose ball, and Plummer will get his hand on it. Now he'll come in transition, leave it for Moss. And it looks like Changang might be calling for a sub. And to the rim, count at the foul, and here comes Doug McKinney. The Storm are up 48-43, 4:23 left in the second. You're watching Rainmen basketball live on Eastlink TV.
All right? Simple as that, okay? Hey, keep defending down here, keep communicating. We're still in that red, and we're talking, being aggressive, all right? If we're not in that, let's go bigs. Keep moving the ball.
All right.
Joe Salerno, co-coach of the year last year. Him and Michael Ray Richardson, and they met in the NBL Canada Finals.
What a finals it was, too. It was, you know, those 4 games were hotly contested. 2 very good games in London and all the way back to Summerside. Summerside forced game 4 on a great game 3. And game 4 was right down to the wire with London winning on the road. And the real question is, can someone upend London this year, being the 3rd year in a row that the league has been in existence?
Well, that Central Division has been pretty hotly contested.
Very competitive.
As we let off the break, Brampton's up, first place, 10-4, and the Lightning in second, 8-4. It's not usual to see the Lightning with 4 losses this early in the season. Has fun now on the take, draws the contact, and foul coming on Al Stewart. That's going to be his second.
Yeah, and it bodes well for the league. You know, it proves and shows how many good players are out there in this country and all over the world that are looking for an opportunity to play. And good to see. I don't think it's good that one team, you know, and consistently, unless you are the best team every year.
Real fun with a nice take to the basket.
Really nice finish up in the air. Keeping the Rainmen in it right here at this stage.
Moss got his defender to leave his feet, and then nothing but space to the net.
Yeah, and a real nice stutter dribble to keep him into it. Great pass!
Gets that to go, Raven Barber.
What a pass by David Lawrence to get up in the air and throw that with one hand. Good hands by Barber to catch and finish.
Nice battle down low between Danish and Barber, and now Danish from outside.
That's okay. That's the one shot you want him to have. Anything outside 15 to 18 feet, I think, is where you want to keep Danish on the perimeter.
Nortman to the rim, doesn't get to go, and it's going to be a jump ball situation. Nice take on the baseline there by Robert Nortman.
Norman has played very well in the minutes he's played today. Everything has been hard, physical, at the basket, showing his toughness. Good size.
We really hadn't seen a lot of Nortman so far this season as he was inserted into the starting lineup. Trying to close in on that board, and Al Stewart beats him to it off the Gatson miss. Now Moss, he'll take that miss there, and weak side offensive rebound underneath. Storm miss again. David Lawrence cleans it up.
Nice battle. Throwing bodies all over the place in transition. Can the Raymond convert?
Skip to Gatson, 3 no good. Rebound there by Dwayne Smith.
One of the very few times it hasn't gone in.
Adrian Moss.
Transition, transition, transition. Offense to defense, how fast you have to alert and find in transition. The Island Storm are getting all kinds of easy opportunities.
Well, 8 for 15 from beyond the arc is Nortman with the ball, and McKinney's going to get called with the foul. Here's another look, and Moss has found his spot in the court.
And fun, if you're winning fun, your whole mission is to get him off the three-point line. You've got to chase these guys off the three-point line. The ability of what other teams have done to Halifax in transition off three-point shooting has been just disastrous for the Rainmen.
And a block called on Stewart. And that's going to be Al Stewart's third. And that'll bring in SMJ Inge.
That was a big call, because if Gadsden gets called for his third, you can see how fast Stewart had to go to the bench. That's a big difference, and now we're shooting 2 for the Halifax Rainmen. Got to stay in this. Keep this under 10 at halftime. Although the level of play has dropped off for Halifax here in the second quarter, can they match that intensity and keep it going here in the next 2 minutes to maybe tie this game going in at halftime?
Gadsden good on both.
Gadsden's having a whale of a game. 14 points, 5 of 8 shooting, 3 of 4 from the foul line. Really stepped up and played well.
Mid-range baseline, no good, and Tyler Richards there. Gonna make it a one and done. Minute 30 left here the first half. Gadsden with space, thought about it. He's gonna spin out of it. He backs up, screen coming by Norton. Bounce into Parham. Parham coming across. That's the friendly roll there.
And I like that basketball. I like that from the Raymond. That's where they need to go. That's a matchup that works real well for them. The big body of Tim Parham on the block, able to go baseline or go middle, is causing a lot of problems right now. And it's a tough matchup for Amani Danish. Can the Raymond stick with it and win the next minute 16 seconds here?
Gadsden to Richards for 3. No good, and rebound underneath by Smith. And here come the Storm is Inge. Nice reverse layup and a take there by Inge.
Yeah.
Went the entire length of the court. Nortman underneath, counted the foul, Robert Nortman.
Great pass by Tyler Richards to get that out of his hands. Robert Norman really stepping up, playing good basketball right now for Halifax.
Another look
Nice
at
pass.
it here. And just a little shuttle pass underneath.
Nice finish, very strong. Converted though, big fella.
1 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as Moss brings it up the court, and it looks as if the Storm will hold for last shot. Richards trying to make it tough for him. Screen coming from Smith. Moss now, pull up for 3. Rattles it home. Their 9th 3 of the half, and the Storm are up 59-53.
And if you're the Raymond, 2 things concern you. 30 points in a quarter, 31 points in quarter, defensive transition, and free throws. Those 3 areas need to be addressed coming to the start of the second half to get off to a good start here in the second half and have the opportunity to cut into this lead.
16 of 18 free throws for the Storm as compared to 5 of 8 for the Rainmen. But
Ballard, there's no reason for this type of situation. you just got what you wanted. 2 misses at the foul line, get a nice defensive rebound, run it up the floor, try to get this game back to a 1-possession game, outworks you, and bang, gets to the foul line and makes 2 more free throws. Those are the things that get you.
And 15 seconds into the quarter, you were already at 2 team fouls.
Exactly.
Richards now passes off to Gadsden. Gadsden being picked up by Inns. Swinging around, trying to find Johnson down low. A bit of a mismatch there, Johnson and Al Stewart. But as you were saying in the halftime, Stewart is a tenacity guard down low who will battle.
And he plays hard against everybody. The thing right now we want to see out of the Raymond, this group got off to a really good start with Shane Gadsden, who was really, really aggressive. Can he continue to be aggressive and keep the Raymond in it here at the start of the third?
Richards drives, doesn't get to go, and it's going to be a jump ball between Ballard and Johnson.
That was a tough no call. You know, we put the line in there as we sort of see if you're outside the line, it's a charge. If you're inside the line, it's a block, but there's no real call.
Johnson draws iron, but that's about it. As tries to beat out the shot clock. Here's Greg Plummer, who swings off to Ballard. Now Plummer thought about it. Stewart. Screen set there by Chain Gang, and to the rim goes Al Stewart, taking the big Dane Johnson with him.
Yeah, the inability to defend on the screen and roll. Dane Johnson's got to get up. The big fella's got to get up and guard the basketball.
Nice pass down low to Richards, but he's unable to finish.
This is key time for the Raymond. Things don't go their way in the next possession here. I think you got to get a timeout.
Well, here's a chance to bring it back to within single digits. It's a 10-point game. Is fun. Lays it up and over Greg Plummer. Inns thought about it now. Wide open for 3. Greg Plummer makes you pay.
Everything comes off. Dribble drive causes the defense to collapse. No communication leads to one of the best shooters in the league. Wide open in the corner where the Island Storm will live with that the whole game. You know, it just needs to be addressed consistently and held to a higher standard for the players. The players need to hold themselves accountable in situations where you're guarding the basketball and you cannot get broken down.
Nice pass by Gadsden down to Nortman, and 2 shots coming for Robert Nortman.
You can see the body language, though, Mavs, here in the Raymond. When we started this game and they were scoring and it was going up and down, they were feeling good. Everything was, you know, nice basket. They were aggressive. Now we sort of see it. It's sort of slipping away, and it's crucial right now that the Raymond move on to win this quarter.
Now, Les, you've been in the situations with Brandon, with the women's team, and it was a tough season. And even Acadia, you've had tough years with Acadia. At what point do players in their head start thinking, oh, here we go again, in trying to win that first game?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's a really good point. You know, with a new coach, with a team that hasn't been consistent all year, you know, it's playing hard. Put yourself in a good position to be successful. And right now,
Al Stewart misses that, but was wide open at the rim, and he can't get that deep.
no, but certainly, it's a really difficult thing. And having Coach Hodges just come in and deal with the group, you know, like I say, he hasn't had a lot of time. He hasn't worked with them, you know, more than 2 days now on the practice court. This is all about effort now, though. These guys have been together for a month and a half, 2 months, some of them, you know. Right now, it's about getting down and trusting each other and defending and stopping people.
Foul there on Chenge, and that is his second. Is Gadsden off a curl. trying to back his way in. Passes cross paint. Now it's out to Richards for 3. Gets that to go.
Big shot. That's the type of play that they need. A nice little attack from Gadsden. Hits it out to Tyler Richards for a nice open 3, and that's something Tyler makes a lot of times. A lot of times he can make that open jumper, and has been successful most of the season here when he's gotten that time.
Another look at this shot here by Tyler. Every part of the rim and in.
Nice pass from William Funn. And he's outside the wide line. Big shot, though. It keeps them in it, right? Energized. Now you got to carry that forward on the defensive end.
Plummer now. Through the paint. Doesn't get to go. Chain gang. Fade away. Good.
Big, strong body. You know, out of Vanderbilt University.
6'9" Commodore playing some SEC ball. As him and Johnson are battling down low. Johnson calling for the ball, but Gadsden unable to get it to him. Richard passes back to Gadsden. 4 on the shot clock. Raymond got to hurry. Hucks up the shot, no good. Offensive board stolen away, and now out in the break is Antonio bounced.
I think that was the case where Shane didn't want to pick up his 3rd foul, but in a situation, this is one of those times I think they need a timeout right here in this situation. Certainly got to settle this Island Storm onslaught right now. You know, nice little transition bucket. SMJ up to Antonio Ballard. But right now, things are really not going their way, and they need more of a presence now. Settle them down, get an offensive execution, get the ball in the hands where you want it to go if you're the Rainmen.
Adrian Moss now back in the game as he drives and dishes, and it's going to be 2 shots for Chain Gang. And
inability to guard defensively in the screen and roll situation. The attack dribble, which is causing all the help situation to come. And right now there's no help the helper, no help in recovery on pass situations. Everything needs to come together a little bit faster here for the Rainmen if they're going to stay in this.
Chain Gang good on the first.
And the Storm just continue to come in droves and in waves. You take off Al Stewart, you're not losing anything by bringing in Adrian Moss. You know, he's just as aggressive.
Good on the second for the 50% free throw shooter, and that is the 24th free throw attempt for the Storm today. The Rainmen only on their 10th. As Cooley gets it down to Johnson. Johnson drawing the double, leave it underneath, and unable to get the finish. Fighting down low is David Lawrence, and Lawrence able to get that offensive putback to keep it a 10-point game.
That was a great pass by Dave Johnson to Shane Gadsden. Just missed the bunny, but certainly really good offense.
Cooley is going to pick up his 4th personal.
And, you know, you got to get down and stop the ball. That's the first thing you got to do, is stop the ball. And right now we're in another situation. 6:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Every quarter we've talked about the Island Storm getting to the free throw line, shooting, you know, 2 shots every time you're 25 feet away from the basket for a foul. Easy opportunities.
Moss misses both. Just missed out on the offensive board, but Cooley back down the other way. Quickly picked up by Imsh. As here comes Gadsden through a sea of Storm defenders and parts his way down the paint.
Oh, he looks like he's hurt himself. Holding his groin coming down.
Trying to shake it off as Moss. Whoo! High arcing 3. He loves that angle for the three. 5 of 7 from beyond the arc as Gadsden goes around Parham. Pull-up jumper, and he is feeling the effects of some type of groin injury, but able to hit that shot.
He's had a whale of a game to this point. He's talking about competitiveness. He's kept the Raymond in it at this stage.
Oh, nice screen set there by Changang to free up Engine. It's going to be 2 more shots for the Storm. It's going to be a foul on Tim Parham. And then comes Dwayne Smith, but the Storm are up by 9, 75-66. You're watching Rainmen basketball live on Eastlink TV.
Is on point when we do this. I like Adrian or Samaj turning the ball screen. If we go 4C, give me that 4 out in here, right? We got shooters with Adrian / Samaj, right? If we go 4C, we're gonna come up and go a flat screen action, always rolling. I like to try to come towards the shooters and get this action. If we go quick, right? Forget the roll and replace. If we go quick, go weak side, we'll come get it this way. We can go into a handoff if we want into a ball screen, okay? Either way, spread the floor and attack the paint off. They're having a hard time defending it, all right? No second chance shots for them down there. Let's go. Step up on the show with him, all right? Let's go. Come on, team, 1, 2, 3. Hey. Shooter out there.
Quick look inside the Storm huddle is Joe Salerno drying some stuff up for his team.
Really likes that 4-0 action with the ball screen, where he can turn the corner and find his shooters rolling up, or he can have a pass-pass situation on the weak side. And let's see now, Cooley playing with 4 fouls, Sir back in the game. If they could find a way to get Sir 3 to 5 shots in his playing time, at the ability and the range that he has, maybe they can get him going. You know, I think he's the type of player that needs a shot early to see if he can get in his rhythm. If they can establish Parham down on the block against Changang, where they had some success early, and get the game in a more half-court tempo. Right now it's on pace for a 120-point pace, not where the Raymond want to be overall.
Sir, a 40% three-point shooter on the season. As he passes down to Parham and Changang. That's been a good battle all day. And back comes Adrian Moss, and Moss will flip it up, and the alley layup to Dwayne Smith.
Nice little pass by Moss. Seeing him in transition, the ability to finish above the rim there too is...
Cooley, nice find to Tim Parham. Count the foul for Tim Parham.
Nice pass. Really good attack. Nice screen by Parham, which established the actual help situation by Changang, and then a nice roll and easy bucket. And if you're Moss, you got to foul him a lot harder than that if you're going to do anything against the big fella.
And Parham completes a three-point play, and Raymond trying to hang around here in the middle of the third quarter.
Yeah, it comes down to defensive transition and stopping them, though. As we just touched on, Moss down the lane, nice easy basket. Things are coming easier for the Storm now than they were in the first 12 minutes, which is leading to a little bit of a gap. You can only see how hard it is to catch up when you get down 7, 8, 10 points in a game. And the way that the transition is played by the Raymond makes it extremely tough, because teams are getting easy baskets 2 to 3 times out of 4 or 5 possessions, right?
Russ, if this was your team coaching right now, would you be up out of your seat as the head coach?
Well, I think at this stage, I think it's the trust factor needs to be there, that the coach is on board. You can see all the help situations for the Storm. You know, and I just think Coach Hodge is not sure of what his talent is yet, of who he has, until he has the ability to work with them in practice. And it's really an evaluating stage. The problem is we're 8 games into a season and these home fans haven't seen a win yet. And they're not really willing to keep waiting and waiting for this type of team to get going at this stage, having been 5 times here at home. You know, they want them playing and winning now.
And the road's not going to get any easier for the Rainmen coming up. I mean, they got a 3 games in 3 nights starting on Thursday. They got Windsor in town, then Moncton, and then the Island again.
Yeah, you know, you would think in this 5-game stretch where they are right now, they'd like to win 3 of the 5, 4 of the 5 to get themselves back into it with some confidence.
Into the game, Monty Kanish.
You know, and as I say, Coach Hodges is walking into a very tough situation. You know, he's only had one practice, and as soon as he's able to actually evaluate what he would like to do, I'm sure that will help.
I know Hodges said to the team today to be here at 11:30. And at 11:50, I was rebounding free throws from him, and he was wondering where his squad was. I'm sure it'll be addressed in practice on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Cooley to the rim, gets it to go.
Hey, this is only a 9-point game. We've seen in this league how fast things change. It's just finding the right group right now, I think, that can continue to keep them in it, keep playing.
Moss, leaves it underneath range, but well, he hung on the rim, didn't take the ball with him as Cooley comes back the other way. Parham wants it. He's got the hot-handed Sir.
Got to get it into the big fella now on Inch.
Nice roll to the basket, and Sir's going to take the shot. Good, Steve Sir.
That's what they need right there. Very good offense. Caused the switch. Sir steps up, wide open 3.
To the rim. Inch was looking for a foul. Greg Plummer for 3. And that's the answer to Steve Sir.
And that's the one area we talk about a lot, you know. The ability to find and match up with communication is so crucial at this level of basketball.
Look here at that last 3 by Greg Plummer.
Everyone needs to scramble. You need to scramble. Steve has to find out that there's a man out there and get out there. You know, those are things. You just hit a big 3 to get back into it, and all of a sudden you come right back down. 4 players scattered around. Everybody has to play harder, smarter.
And a timeout on the floor.
Steve, you stay with him. Don't leave him. No help. We know that if penetration happens on that help, Steve ain't coming. All right, so everybody else has to fill in. Move the basketball, stay on the boards, man. All right? Right now, they just out hustling us. That can't happen. Come on, y'all, let's go.
Last 2 possessions, we've let these guys come over the top of the high ball screen, right? That is allowing Steve Sir to get open on that action. We should be in the red. You should be in the red. You should jump up, overplay him. Don't let him come over the top of that, so we don't have to bite in on the roll man, right? So get into that red and then contain him, all right? On the pressure right now, I want you inbounding, all right? With you and Samaj back, okay? You're sprinting down the floor. Hey, take your time, get some cross screen action, and then clear it. And then clear it for you 2 guys, all right? Simple as that. Let's go. Come on.
Finish this quarter.
Let's go.
Finish this quarter.
Team here. 1, 2, 3. Hey, come on, come on.
Just under 3 left here in the third. It's the Storm up on the Rainmen, 84-75. Thanks for joining us here on Eastlink TV.
Some good points by both coaches. Coach Hodges, you know, anytime someone's got 6 3-pointers in a game, it's probably time to not leave them, as he's alluding to. One, Steve Sir to guard Greg Plummer, not leave him, no help. Make sure you're stopping him. On the other end, certainly, Coach Salerno, no opportunities for Steve Sir to shoot the basketball. And in both cases, both ways, both of those players have had the ability to step out and have open shots. So both coaches addressing that at this stage of the game.
Moss tries to flip it up, and that's going to be picked off by George Good. And Good, one-handed facial. Brings the Rainmen faithful back into this as the Rainmen are trying on a full court. In comes Cooley right into our broadcast booth. Now here's Moss. Pull-up jumper. And that is Adrian Moss for a long two.
25 points out of a backup point guard. You have to like that if you're the coach. You know, ultimate score.
Cooley to Good. Good for three. And gets it in. And Adrian Moss saying it went off the shot clock. He may have a case on that.
Boy, has the game picked up as far as speed and intensity. Over the past minute here, both teams are sort of up and at them.
Let's have a look here to see if this did hit the shot clock or not. Here's a off the back iron, and I don't know. I can't really tell from that angle.
The home team let it go. Let it go if it's the home team. Hey, the Rainmen's efforts picked up. In the last minute here, this team's running around loosey-goosey, trying to get the basketball.
Al Stewart back in the game. 13 on the day for Al Stewart, 5 of 6 shooting.
Steady as it goes. Veteran point guard. Be interesting to see now both Moss and Stewart on the floor at the same time. Can the Rainmen take advantage?
Cooley for three. Doesn't get anything.
No, you're on the spot. Nope. Here you go. I get straight.
These guys, keep these guys in front of them is the key.
Moss to Stewart. Battling down low is Dwayne Smith. Fade away, no good. Underneath is Ballard. Ballard's fouled him, shoot two.
Yeah, and that's not a matchup that I like as a coach. Steve Surgard and Antonio Ballard. That's, you know, we're talking about a guy that's just flat out outworks everybody in this league. Steve's going to have his hands full trying to guard him. And as we see right there, offensive rebound chance for 2 more points. We're seeing in short spurts. The Rainmen can really, they can turn it on for spurts, and then all of a sudden, there's 3 or 4 loose possessions, and all of a sudden it's back to 10. You know, can they sustain it for minutes at a time is the key to win at this level.
Ballard, good on both. It's back to a 9-point game. It's Cooley. Sends it over to Sir, and that's picked off, and there's one of those loose possessions you were talking about.
Right now would be a real good time for a timeout. Let these players know that you worked hard coming out of the last timeout to get yourself back into it, and all of a sudden, 3 bad possessions and you're right back double digits.
Cooley off a screen by Parham. Over to Sir. Sir, ball fake. Now 3 on the shot clock. Got to hurry. Got to put it up. And a shot clock violation.
Hey, and how good was that defense? You know, there was not one lane, one opportunity that not every single Storm player was hustling, being aggressive. That's what the Rainmen need every possession. They're going to get back into this game.
To the rim, swatted away there.
Nice block.
Dane Johnson. Or beg your pardon, Tim Parham.
Convert on the other end now. Convert on the other end.
Parham fouled.
They need to use this fella more. He's a whale in there. He is very, very aggressive. Big physical guy. Whenever he's touching the ball, something good's happening. You know, he's getting to the basket. He's spinning off defenders. He's being physical. He's had a whale of a game so far if he can continue.
Good on the first.
Hey, take it right now. Yeah, good shit.
Trying to maintain this game in single digits, but it's just the Rainmen getting within 6 and then not being able to hold.
In that situation there, Cooley needs to know he has 4 fouls. You're playing full court. They're holding the ball for last shot. They don't need to shoot. You don't need the pressure there with 4 fouls. We need you in the game, right? You got to control your emotions this late in the game. Certainly, 5 fouls now. Coach is going to be in a tough decision. Do we take them out or do we sort of ride with them at this stage?
Samaj inch back and
tough situation.
Pass into Lawrence. Shot clock's off, so Rainmen with a chance for last shot.
Get something going to the basket.
Lawrence down to Cooley, down low to Parham, and Parham gets that to go with a lot of contact.
What a pass from Cooley. Parham, great finish. That's a good finish for the Rainmen at this stage.
It's the
Keep them in it.
It's the Storm 94, the Rainmen 82. At the end of 3, you're watching on Eastlink TV. And there's not a good sight if you're a Rainmen fan, and that's Shane Gatson in the warm-ups right now. Not in the Rainmen huddle. It looks as if he's trying to stretch out the leg a bit. You saw him came up a little game there, and if Cooley's got 5 fouls and Gadsden's hurt, have a look here and you see where you saw it in him.
Extended real high on the finish, but you can see him limping right there. Something on the inner half. Yeah, this is a big situation right now for the Rainmen. You know, lots of time left, lots of game to go, but Cooley with 5 and maybe the inability of Gadsden to finish it up. We're going to need a big effort from William Funn, Tyler Richards maybe to finish up this game.
Moss leaves it coming down the baseline and swung around to Greg Plummer. Seven on the shot clock, gotta hurry. Barber making it tough. Moss fade away, draws an iron, but nothing else. Is back the other way comes Halifax. Here's Cooley. It's Cooley. Stops his dribble. Moss closes in on him, and that's going to be Raven Barber with the finish. Vince is an update on Shane Gadsden. Vince, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Max. I spoke to the training therapist for the Rainmen, and they gave me an update. It looks like Shane Gadsden has a hip flexor injury, and his return is probable.
So his return's probable, which is a good sign for Halifax.
Yeah, that's real encouraging if he can come back into the game, for sure. The Rainmen are right there. Real nice interior pass. Big dunk by Barber. You know, less loose possessions here. Get down, get gritty. Earn this first win here on your home court.
Pull up by Plummer, rattles home over the outstretched arm of George Good.
Yeah, they got to switch that matchup. It's too tough. Plummer runs around off screens. you know, he's a quick catch and shoot shooter, so they gotta address that matchup and find someone different to stay with Plummer right now.
Down to Johnson, and Johnson back to Richards for three. Tyler Richards on the miss. Moss the rebound. Leaves it for Plummer. Plummer. Bang! Tyler Richards doing all he can to try to contain Greg Plummer. That's his,
Can't give him a
23rd point and 8th three, or excuse me, 7th three of the game.
Yeah, one, you know, how quick it is, hey? A couple real easy possessions, bad turnovers.
Adrian Moss, high arcing three over George Good.
We got to get a timeout. There's no question right now. You got to address the situation with the three-point shooting. You know, everybody's confident right now in the Island Storm.
An offensive foul called on Raven Barber.
3 possessions, Mavs. We've gone from a 6-point game. Everything's looking okay to 2 threes and a bucket, and all of a sudden now it's a 14-point game. You know, you got to execute in these situations. You got to make sure every possession you get a good shot at the basket.
Moss spin in the lane, loses the handle, and here comes William Funn, and Moss is slow to get up. Richards now driving to the basket, puts on the brakes, passes out. Here comes Cooley, tries to lob it in, count it, and the foul for George Good.
What a finish, eh, with one hand. Nice catch.
Another look at it as Cooley able to hit that off-balanced.
Yeah, Ballard slid right in underneath him. Nice call. Good aggressive basket, but can they continue it? Can that lead to something defensively? You know, we're 9 minutes left in a basketball game and the team has 100 points. You know, you got to hold them here in this quarter, you know, 15-point quarter, 16-point quarter to give yourselves a chance.
Here's Stewart, now moving screen called on Chang Ant. Here comes Cooley. Cooley down to Richards. Wide open for three. No good.
That was a good shot, though. That's the types of shots. You can live with that shot as a coach. Wide open shot. Good three-point shooter in Richards.
And there's Antonio Ballard.
And that's okay. I think that's the one shot. If you're going to give it up to him, you want to give that shot up to him. I think that's a good decision on the Rainmen's part to squeeze the middle and force Ballard to shoot it.
Drive by Cooley into Johnson, an offensive foul.
And that's 6.
That is Cooley's 6th, and now it's going to be interesting to see the guard situation for the Rainmen.
Let's see if Gadsden gets up here. And, you know, but really you got to question, I think Coach Hodges is thinking Gadsden couldn't go. And obviously we see that he couldn't, and that's why he had to leave Cooley in as long as he could. They're really faced with a tough situation now with Tyler and Funn, both guys who have to handle the basketball and do some of the scoring, which both Cooley and Gadsden have done throughout the game today.
So Cooley finishes with 9 points on 2 of 6 shooting. 4 boards and 7 assists.
Yeah, table setter. You know, both of those guys handle the ball so much.
Here comes Stewart, a big block there by Dane Johnson. Here comes Funn. Out to Lawrence as David Lawrence stops his progress. Richards now. And still Raymond basketball, 6 on the shot clock.
We haven't seen much out of William Funn because his first game was this week, Thursday in St. John. So it's our Really our first good opportunity to see what type of player he is and what he brings to the Rainmen this season.
Catch and shoot off the inbound for Dean Lawrence.
Big three.
8-point game as Richards trying to get a steal.
These guys are still playing hard. They're still getting after it. You know, just got to sustain it for a whole 8 minutes here to keep themselves in it.
Plummer to inbound and back and forth to Plumbers. Raymond in a full court. Here comes Stewart. Down the lane, leaves it underneath. Up, and it's going to be 2 shots for Danish. And free throws, it's going to be their 35th and 36 attempts at the line today.
The crafty veteran Stewart, you know, after his last time getting his shot blocked, realized Johnson's going to be in there. Makes a nice little handoff. 2 easy free throws. But can they convert now coming down the stretch here? Lots of time to go if the Raymond can just continue offensively to get people in good positions to get good shots. It's going to be crucial.
Two misses there.
The Storm have missed 4 free throws this quarter alone. You don't want to let the Raymond hang around for too long.
Lawrence to Johnson, a nice lob into George. Good underneath. Was able to get Antonio Ballard off him.
That was great offense and a tremendous pass from the big fella Johnson. Tremendous pass. I like Good down around the basket. I know he can step out and definitely shoot it, but certainly I like him down around the basket playing against some smaller guys.
Nice defense there by Dane Johnson to force the turnover. Fun now. Going down to Johnson and flips it up over his head. And Johnson has words for Lawrence, and Lawrence has words for Johnson.
Just unsure, a little unsure as to where, you know, it's tough. You got the defense running and playing you and battling you, and Johnson's a big fella. He's trying to spin and get good contact.
And that's off to Moss on a touchdown-style pass, and Ballard waits. A big block there by Johnson. Spikes it the other way. Gets the Raymond faithful in it. Back the other way comes David Lawrence.
And here we go, Mavs. We got a game. 6:30 to go. 4-point game.
Moss. And he's going to get no shot, foul on the floor.
Two-shot
on
foul.
Dane Johnson.
I think that's the 15th foul, which would send him to the line for 2, but he looks hurt. May need a sub.
Let's have a look at the basket the other way for Halifax's Fun. Underneath to Lawrence.
5 fouls on Dane Johnson. So the foul's adding up a little bit for the Rainmen.
6 foul on Johnson, and he's done.
Fourth team or 15 foul.
4th on the board from what we're seeing, so the Storm have one more before they're shooting the rest of the way, but being up and shooting the rest of the way with 5 minutes left is not where you want to be. Now, Richards to bring it to within 1, he can't hit.
Big shot. I like this defensive lineup for the Rainmen, though. They're putting a lot of pressure, really helping.
Moss underneath to Ballard, and Ballard is fouled.
Tough basket, so nothing coming easy right now. This is the type of effort that's required for the Rainmen to put themselves in this position to win this game down the stretch.
David Lawrence picking up his fourth. Raymond only down 4, 100-96 to the Island Storm. You're watching live on Eastlink TV. Well, you see here the Rainmen, 3 home games in a row next week. 5 home games in the span of just over a week, including last night today. It's the Windsor Express on the 12th, the Miracles of Moncton on the 13th, and then the Island Storm back here on Saturday night. Then it's not until December 27th, way after Christmas. The St. John Millrats in town. All games tip off at 7. For more information or for tickets, call 444-RAIN or RainmenBasketball.ca. All right, Les, we're within 4. With 5:51 left, the Rainmen have hung around.
The keys, I think, coming down the stretch right now are who's going to do the scoring for the Rainmen, and is their ability to be able to get stops each possession to hold them where they can here in the fourth quarter. You know, that's 5 Storm misses from the foul line here in the fourth quarter. Big, big, big for the Rainmen to stay in it.
The crowd getting hostile here as Ballard ends that streak at 5.
Where do they get their scoring from is the key coming down the stretch.
Fun loses his footing and the basketball. Here comes Moss. Moss calling for a screen, gets it. Trying to get some penetration. Kicks it down to Inge, and Inge is going to get called for the travel. Just lost the handle on the ball.
Everything right now, if Halifax can just stay at home, it's 4 out, high ball screen, look to attack, look to kick. If they can keep their guy in front of them, I like their chances here coming down the stretch.
Richards. Down to Parham.
A lot of success in that matchup today.
Parham rolling to the basket, gets it down low, now finds George Good underneath for the reverse layup.
Parham's making some great decisions with the basketball. He's put a lot of pressure on the Storm, and I think that's where the basketball needs to go if they're going to be successful here. He's making real good decisions, and the Storm are really struggling with how to defend Tim Parham.
Ball fake. Over to Danish. Danish short. 2 on the shot clock. Gotta put it up. It's gonna be a shot clock violation.
Great defensive possession. Just the type of effort required here for the Rainmen to be successful. Can they follow through in the last 4 minutes and get their first win of the season?
Greg Plummer and Steve Chengang back in the game now for the Island. Has fun. Gets it into Parham, and now George Good, who's been a force down the stretch. Puts it on the court, off the glass, nothing. Greg Plummer the rebound. Here comes Moss. Moss lobs it into Ballard. Ballard, and it's an offensive foul on Antonio Ballard.
Tyler Richards holding his position. Both players laughing a little bit, but you know, anytime you dip that shoulder down just a bit, the referee tends to usually give it to the defensive player.
Good now. Backing his way in. Can't hit, but there on the weak side is Tim Parham, playing above the rim.
1 possession game. Here we go. Players are up, coaches are up. Everybody's into it.
Here comes Moss. Mid-range. And Parham is going to get the rebound. Now Good will get the front.
First lead in a long time for the Rainmen.
Back his way in, and the Rainmen have the lead at 102-101 with 3:19 left, and Joe Salerno and the Storm want to take a timeout.
Big back down, back Stewart right down. Gets good position, nice little spin, lay in off the glass. And right now, a 12-0 run for the Rainmen.
A 17-9 fourth quarter for Halifax, making up for some lapses. I mean, you had Gadsden go down, you had Cooley foul out, and you had Johnson foul out. Let's listen in on the Rainmen cuddle.
You got the ball here. You ain't in the joint. I'm setting the screen and slipping.
It's a one-more game with 3.5 left. All right? There's nothing wrong coming down here. Let's run that offensive action, reverse it, tone, look to drive or reverse it. Let's go double away, and then we got a wing coming back off the double. Run your offensive stuff. We're settling just for the easy stuff right now, right? Work a little bit. Let's get some good looks. We're right here. Everyone's got to be on the glass on the defensive end. Come on, let's go. Team, 1, 2, 3.
Offensive rebounding is going to be the key for Salerno down the stretch.
Yeah, right now you got to be really impressed with the Rainmen though. Down 100-89, come out 13-1 run. Everything is battle hard, everything's tested, they're working hard to defend. Parham and Good have really stepped up offensively.
Here comes Stewart. Stewart to Ballard now. There's Plummer. Gets it tipped away. A big block there by David Lawrence. Back the other way comes Will Fun. Fun to Richards. Down to Lawrence for 3. Good! David Lawrence! And the Rainmen up by 4. Now Plummer loses the handle, gets it back, and it is a foul on George Good.
And that's just real tough. You know, you can't help that. Great offense here from the Rainmen. Nice high screen, ball reversal. Lawrence wide open 3. That's the shot they've been looking for. Big shot. And what we're seeing really is the experience of the Storm breaking down the stretch. And the Rainmen, who are looking for their first win, really hanging tough together and sticking it out here in the last 5 minutes.
Plummer at the line. Hits both to bring it to within 2. Here comes Fun. And Stewart trying to make it difficult for him. Pass off to Lawrence. Lawrence into Good is Good. Working on Ballard. Flips it up, and that's not what you want to see in that possession. Back the other way comes Al Stewart. Stewart must for 3. And that is a big shot, and he holds his pose to let everyone in the Metro Center know about it. Storm up 1.
Once again, it's that defensive transition, just a little more communication. If you're the Rainmen, though, I think Tim Parham's got to touch the ball this possession.
Richards to Lawrence for 3. No good. Big offensive rebound there by Tyler Richards. You got to reset that shot clock. And so shot there. And the shot clock is still not resetting. So with 1:40, a timeout called by Coach Hodges. Storm up 106-105.
Wow, really inadvertent shot by Tyler Richards, seeing that the shot clock was running down. Had to take a shot within the second. Would have been something if it went in.
Hey, Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Where do we go if you're both coaches in this situation? I think if you're the Storm, you're going to Ballard. And I think if you're the Rainmen, I think you're going to Parham on the right block with Good on the left side looking to clean up any trash around the basket. But I think both of those players on the Raymond side have to touch the ball.
Guard is at the top. Make that dive. Come and set that pick. Keep it defined wide. Stay wide. So that once he sets his pick, he can slip it. As he sets his pick, Tyler, you coming back off. If you got your action, go to work. If not, you know you got your dime in the middle and kick it back out. All right? Hey, everybody know the clock will go the other way. All right? Let's go, man. It's your W. Let's go.
Listen, next time down, I want to go into a straight horn set. I want to get Adrian up top, straight horn set. Let's come off steam. We're going to pop, tone, roll. We can throw back, and we can go right into change, but let's try to go right inside to that, all right? Hey, let's get a stop right now. Team, 1, 2, 3.
Let's see if they can stick it out here. Every possession, got to get a shot at the basket. Absolutely crucial. No turnovers. Everything's got to be aggressive, hard to the basketball, good decisions.
Into Good, and Good just beats out the 5 seconds on the inbound. Down to Parham, and Parham beats Chang to the rim.
That's where it's got to be. The rest of the game, you got to let him make the decisions of how this team's going to go.
Now here's Plummer coming over the top of the screen. Had it stripped by Will Fun.
Yeah, great hands by Fun. Stuck his mid in there and got a nice little turnover. Now you got to get back to Parham. Got to get it back to Parham.
Good to Lawrence. Lawrence covered by Plummer. 7 on the shot clock. Calling for a double screen. He gets it. Puts it up. Doesn't go. Loose ball is going to end up in the hands of Chang with 48 seconds left. Here comes Moss. Moss with space. Dribbles through. Parham making it tough for him. He's still dribbling. Puts up a shot. No good. Offensive board. 8-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here comes Fun over to Parham. Parham, the Good. Richards is the Raymond trying to hold on to a 1-point lead.
Gonna stick it right here.
Shot for 3. Back iron, no good. Here come the Storm. Stewart down to Ballard. Ballard lays it in with 4 seconds left. And the Storm are up 1.
Tough long rebound off that shot. Richards, good shot. All online, just a little bit long. Then you got to get back. Everyone's got to get back.
3-on-1 with the game on the line, and Will Fun can only do so much.
Yeah, anytime there's a shot in that situation, a deep 3. But right now, I think if you're the Rainmen, you got to get the ball to Tim Parham on the right block and let him make the decision if he's going to make that pass to Good or kick it out. And if you're the Island Storm, I think you got to do everything you can when Parham catches the ball to force someone else to shoot it. So let's see. I think it's going to go right back into Parham.
So 5 seconds on the game clock.
And keep in mind, really key point, Island Storm only have 3 team fouls. This ball gets in bounds and they play around with it for a second or 2 and they foul. There's no shots. So then your time is limited back to the game clock and you're back to taking the ball out of bounds. So hopefully the Rainmen are aware of that. It can lead into a shot right away and not just dribble the basketball, because I'm positive Island Storm are going to foul in this situation with a foul to give.
I'm following everything. So if y'all put it up,
be ready on that step. That if you see them go to sleep, throw it over the top of the wheel. All right? Hey, it's your game.
Let's go, man.
It's your game. It's your game.
Les, who would you put on the inbound here for the Halifax?
My best passer at this stage, you know, not knowing all of the players in that situation, maybe William Funn. David Lawrence with his size and height, he could look over anyone to make sure he can get the ball in bounds. But if I'm the Island Storm right now, I want the ball going to Tim Parham, and I would even foul Tim Parham in this situation. You can't give anything at the basket.
Lawrence inbound, and it's stolen away by Antonio Ballard, and that's going to do it. The Storm survived the scare. 108-107.
And I got to tell you, Mavs, the most important thing of what just happened there is that ball was thrown back towards the backcourt. And any time with the game on the line, 5, 6, 4, you need to throw the ball at the basket so that you can get a shot or possible rebound situation. You can't throw the ball backwards, especially not to, even if George Good catches that ball, he's going to be shooting it from 29, 30 feet off a dribble against their best defensive player, Antonio Ballard. Really tough situation and a tough loss.
A quick look here at the play of the game. You see, it was the decisive basket that put the Storm up. Richards on the miss, and then 3-on-1 in transition.
Yeah, shot clock running down. Had to get that shot up. And a long rebound. Anytime you shoot a three-point shot, 95, 98% of the time, those are long rebounds. Everybody's in battling for position.
You see the stats there. It's 15-8 three-point field goals for the Island Storm.
Yeah, you know, 40 free throws, 15 three-point shots. And when you look all, you know, over this basketball game, the Rainmen fought and fought and fought back in that fourth quarter. And unfortunately, a couple key situations cost them in the end.